Hello everybody, it's the Lawn Gnome and welcome to another Funko Pop update. I am hoping that I'll manage to stay in focus with this review because I am unfortunately under the weather, so I'm hoping not to fall and collapse in a cold sweat. I must have caught something, I don't know what it is. But anyway, I did promise that I would come to you guys with another Pop update only because of the fact that even though I did present a couple of things that were in fact shown and released in the Toy Fair of 2014, I had no idea how many that I missed. And here's the reason why I found this out. Apparently, Funko Pops had a catalog, and in that catalog, alongside a lot of its other products, including its mystery minis, there were a whole bunch of pop figures that they are trying to create as well as obtain some licenses for before they actually create them. So there's a lot in that catalog that I am so excited to bring to you guys, but I don't want to bombard you with so much, so I'm going to give you just a half of it for now and a half of it sometime next month. What I'm going to discuss with you today in regards to what is on the way in the world of Funko Pops is mostly going to be what has officially been licensed, getting off the ground, and being presented sooner than later. So, before we do that, as always, here is how my collection is doing. So as you can see, my Pop collection has grown ever so slightly. There are now 2 Disney Pops in my collection, and as of now, they seem to be the only ones, and they are actually very different from most of the usual Pops in the Disney collection. They're actually very significant, and they obviously are of the same character, which is Mickey Mouse. But why these specific 2? Well, as you can see here, I got Steamboat Willie, who is actually a retired Pop. He's very rare to find right now, and I got him just because of the fact that he is the reason why there is animation. He was the first Disney animated character that had a cartoon synced with sound, and I love the fact that he is in black and white, although I was always interested to see what he would be like if he were in fact in color. But he is the reason why Mickey Mouse is here, the reason why all of Disney is what it is, and why animation is what it is as well. And to his right is another very unique depiction of Mickey, and it's Sorcerer Mickey from the film Fantasia. And I will admit that this is not my own Pop figure. This is actually one that I got a certain someone on Valentine's Day. Even though she was not interested in getting Pop, she said, this is the one that kind of speaks to me. So I said, you know something? Why not? And guess what, everybody? She actually is here today. Say hi.
Hi!
So that's my girlfriend. But Sorcerer Mickey is a very unique version. He is one of the most significant Disney character versions of Mickey Mouse, and you see him in the theme parks. He is just an awesome character, and I'm glad to have these 2 specific ones in my Pop collection. The details on these 2 are absolutely awesome, but they are very interesting. You have to be a little bit careful, especially as you can see, the tails are very flexible, so they're not as stiff as the rest of the final figure. So you really do have to be careful when you handle these 2, especially when you take them in and out of the box, because you don't want the tails to actually snap off. But otherwise, the paint jobs are very good. I am a little surprised that Sorcerer Mickey has a white face as opposed to his actual color, which is a peach / a tan, but other than that, they capture the hat very well and the robes very well, and on the Steamboat Willie, very much so with the shoes and the overalls, and as well as the hat. Is there anything else that you want to add? Any reason why the Sorcerer Mickey was something that you liked?
He's adorable.
There you go. A lady of few words, but amazing nonetheless. So, thank you very much. One of the things I wanted to bring to your attentions was the fact that I did mention the Ghostbusters line, and I did say I was unsure as to what was going to be happening with Winston because we didn't see him as an individual Pop. Turned out that my prediction was correct. He is actually going to be featured in the Pop Ride set with the Ecto-1 only. Now, I would love to see comments from you guys. Do you think that it's right to only offer Winston with this car because that's the only way you can obtain him for your collection, or would you have much rather seen him in his own box with the rest of the Ghostbuster cast? So without further ado, let's take a look at the other discoveries that I made. So one of the pops that we have been seeing very much is the releases of the 2 comic book franchises of Marvel, the Winter Soldier line, which is also bobbleheads, as well as the Spider-Man 2 line. But one of the things that was actually featured at the Toy Fair was the Guardians of the Galaxy line. It's one of the big movies that's coming out this year for Marvel, and as you can see, there was a preview of Rocket Raccoon and Groot. Each of those completely digital characters and voiced by Bradley Cooper and Vin Diesel. The details are very good, especially on Groot with the lines and the markings on his body, and I really think that those are really cool bobbleheads to have for your collections if you are collecting the Marvel line. We did see a preview of Peasant Belle, but I had no idea that there were so many more Disney Pops that were on the way, because it's not just Peasant Belle. As a matter of fact, they're expanding the whole Beauty and the Beast line. As you can see on this preview page, alongside Peasant Belle, there's going to be a pop of Lumiere, Cogsworth, and which I think is fantastic, Mrs. Potts and Chip together in one set. As you can see, Chip is a lot smaller compared to Mrs. Potts, so I'm really happy about the fact that they're actually putting the 2 of them together in a box set. And even though the license has not been obtained yet, as you can see on the very bottom of this page, they actually are intending to make Robin Hood pops. As you can see, Robin Hood, Prince John, and Sir Hiss. Great characters. I'm really surprised they didn't put a Little John, Maid Marian, or a Lady Cluck, or even Friar Tuck, but I have a feeling that if this Robin Hood line does get off the ground, there will in fact be an expansion of that set as well. And as you also saw, the Bambi line, right below it in that catalog page, is an expansion of another line, the Jungle Book line. And along with Baloo and King Louie, there will be a pop of Mowgli, Shere Khan, and Kaa. I think that they are really, really cool, and I'm really glad to see that they're actually doing that. Another Disney pop that I actually didn't get a picture of, because I'm just going to mention him, is the fact that they are actually adding an additional figure to the Lion King line, and that is Scar. A lot of people are excited to have Scar, and Scar is one of my favorite Disney villains, so good job with the fact that they're actually adding him to the Lion King line, which is on the way very soon. Another set that's being expanded upon is the Muppets line. The Muppets are always very popular, and with Muppets Most Wanted coming into theaters at the end of March, you can see that there are 2 more that are being added to the Muppet family, and it is the Swedish Chef and Sam the Eagle. Swedish Chef is one of my personal favorite Muppets, so to actually see the Swedish Chef as a pop is pretty cool. Would I actually get that one? I'm not sure. The Muppets I'm kind of steering clear from, but he is a very cool and stylish pop. I do like it. Another one that actually was featured in the Toy Fair was the Buffy the Vampire Slayer line. Now, who doesn't like Buffy the Vampire Slayer? I mean, there's so many fans out there. So as you can see, the figures there featured Buffy, Angel, Spike, and Willow. Now, they're not featured as actual pop figures on the stands, but in the catalog, there is actually 2 additional ones. Oz, and there's another character who I'm not really familiar with, but the fact that they're actually making Oz, which was played by Seth Green, I'm really glad to see that he is going to be included in this line. I wasn't a Buffy fan, but I know that there are so many Buffy fans out there, so this is for you guys. And now we're going to really congratulate Pops, because the movie line is welcoming its 100th pop. One of the things that I'm very surprised about is the fact that they jump around in regards to the categories and the numbers, because the Ghostbusters are part of the movie line, and they are way past 100. But the 100th pop happens to be part of the How to Train Your Dragon 2 line, and it is none other than Toothless. I don't really care for the pops that are from How to Train Your Dragon. There's 2 other dragons featured, as well as Astrid and Hiccup. The details on them are really, really good. But, you know, I love the movies, but I just could never see myself getting How to Train Your Dragon pop, even though it is Toothless. Another set that they are expanding upon, of course, once again, is one of the most popular, and that is Game of Thrones. And they're adding another Dany Targaryen. There's 4 of her, looks like there's going to be right now. But the 3 that I'm very interested in seeing are the ones that are on the very bottom of that page in the picture that you're seeing right there. And that's Peter Baelish, Sansa, and Sam. Really glad that they're actually taking a look at those characters, as well as Jon Snow in his training gear. But these are very popular. Sansa is one of my favorite characters on the show. I'm very excited for the 4th season. It's a huge line, and even though I love Game of Thrones, I can never go and collect them. Although I do intend to get some of these characters for friends and family as gifts. I have a family member that's a huge fan of Game of Thrones, and I know that she would love a Tyrion Lannister pop figure just to have it. And the last set that I want to go over today in this update is a line that so many people love, and it's the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle line. Now, I was actually intending on talking about this set in pops that I feel that should be made, and I didn't have to say a thing because it looks like they read my mind and they did exactly what I wanted to see. They're adding 4 more characters to this Ninja Turtle line alongside the 4 turtles, Shredder and Splinter. They're adding April, who I am very happy is included because she should be, a Foot Soldier, and Bebop and Rocksteady, and just to make things even sweeter with this very popular set, a Pop Ride with the Turtle Van, including a pop figure of Leonardo. I think that it's very cool. I didn't expect to actually see a Pop Ride in this set, but it's the Turtle Van. That's awesome. And I also think that there's going to be a lot more Pops added to this set. I mean, I can mention a few that I would love to see, like Krang, or Baxter Stockman in human form, or even fly form. General Trag, Granitor, who are the Rock Soldiers, maybe even the Neutrinos, maybe Irma. This is a line that I really expect is going to grow more than anticipated because it's such a popular line. The Turtles are very popular, and it's so nice to actually see so many people going to buy these pop figures just because of the fandom. So that's it for this preview, guys. There's going to be a lot more introduced in the next update in April, because there are so many more awesome pops they're trying to put together, some true fan favorites in all categories, and I'm really excited to bring them to you in the next Funko Pop update. So throw your comments in the box, let me know what you thought about what I mentioned, and I'll see you soon. Actions speak louder than words.